The Paraprosdokians have landed. Now, if you, like yours truly, seem to hold an abnormal degree of fascination with odd words and amusing amusements, then this is the one for you. Paraprosdokians. That's right. Paraprosdokians. Say it with me. Paraprosdokians. All right, just the men. Paraprosdokians. Excellent. The women? You've got it. I quote. Paraprosdokians are figures of speech in which the latter patter part of a sentence or phrase is surprising or unexpected, frequently humorous. They are often used by comedians and satirists. In my world, well, actually Harley's world, and Harley, of course, is simply a taller, better-looking version of me. In Harley's world, which seems to contain an awful lot of words, any combination of an excellent, unusual word plus frequent humor adds up to something worth wasting some time on. So to save you time running to the nearest computer or iPad or smartphone so that you can waste more time, let me waste it for you. Here are a couple of good examples. Where there's a will, there are relatives. Change is inevitable, except from a vending machine. I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was blaming you. How about a clear conscience is a sign of a bad memory? Or you're never too old to learn something stupid? Or the classics. Money can't buy happiness, but it sure makes misery easier to live with. And, of course, nostalgia ain't what it used to be. Many of us have heard these, but the really fun thing with most Paraprosdokian phrases is that they're surprisingly true. Like most humor, a big part of the ha-ha is the aha. Groucho Marx. I had a perfectly lovely evening, but this wasn't it. Or, of course, in the morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got my pajamas? I don't know. Oscar Wilde. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Will Rogers. A fool and his money are soon elected. Winston Churchill. He is a modest man who has a lot to be modest about. You can always count on the Americans to do the right thing after they've tried everything else. It has been said that democracy is the worst form of government except all those other forms that have been tried. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. Aside from meaningful political Paraprosdokians, there are also ones that shine a revealing light on the roller coaster journey that is our everyday lives. The TV evening news is where they begin with good evening and then proceed to tell you why it isn't. A bus is a vehicle that runs twice as fast when you're after it as when you're in it. A bank is a place that will lend you money if you can prove that you don't need it. I thought I wanted a career. It turns out I just wanted the paychecks. And I'm not going to be getting them for this reading. You do not need a parachute to skydive. You only need a parachute to skydive twice. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. The last thing I want to do is upset you, but it's still on my list. If all the girls who attended the Yale prom were laid end to end, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. So, I hope you enjoy a Paraprosdokian or two whenever you happen to need one. And in closing, I'd like to pass on a little bit of sage Paraprosdokianistic advice. Always, always borrow money from the pessimist, because he never expects to get it back. Chapter 7. You try it out loud.